Hey everyone, this is Rex Hurst here, author of What Hell May Come, the horror novel about the satanic panic set in Buffalo, New York, my hometown. Hope you enjoy it. Pick up a copy if you like what you see here. Well, actually, this has nothing to do with the satanic panic. This is about a obscure little game called Aftermath. Now, old school gamers probably heard about this. They also probably know about Fantasy Games Unlimited, which was a decent, they put out a decent amount of material at the time, but newer gamers, for tabletop role players and D&D, has probably never heard of this, which is just as well. I picked this up when I was 8 years old, and this game was completely beyond my capabilities at the time. I still have the box, and what the hell is this? Oh, so it's storing something else in here. Got some old characters here from Champions, the superhero role-playing game. Oh, I like that. Anyway, never mind. So as you see, we have the original. I still have the original box set here. Book 1, the rules, which are incredibly difficult. Well, for an 8-year-old. You can understand why all of my group translating went to original basic D&D, because you just rolled the dice and you hit or you didn't hit. You didn't have to worry about any more complex math here. Book 2, Survivors of the Aftermath, Player's Guide. The thing about this setting was there was no setting. It was after an apocalypse, usually assumed to be a nuclear war of some sort, but the specifics were left up to the game master. I mean, I really love this. I always wanted to play this game, but no one else wanted to. And then they said, well, you can just do the same thing with GURPS. The thing is, the rules are very precise, and you can spend 5 minutes trying to figure out if who exactly got hit by an explosion or a grenade or something along those lines. All right, but I know there are still people who are developing material for Aftermath purely as a vanity project. Well, not a vanity project, a project of love. Here we got the world of the Aftermath. The game master, post-Holocaust world. What else we got here? Oh, okay. Little things I never bothered to do. This is the, God almighty, look at this. Yeah, here we go. This. This was the, you see, all this, when I'm 8 years old, this is just gibberish. They really made a big deal about encumbrance, about all sorts of talents and movable skills and all sorts of things. Never really got too far into it. Gear, you start out with your basic gear. I guess D&D is now starting to do that now too. God, I forgot about all this. Yeah, we did try to play it a few times. We just got bored to tears. What the hell is this? More and more role-playing game. More role-playing. I mean, we did try, but just didn't work. Here's the player's guide. Sorry, here's not the player's guide. Here's the charts guide. Look, this is the combat procedural things. This is what you do for combat. Everything you have to go through. Now, I know there are a lot of, people who really like a crunchy system, and I totally go for it. And I might even go for it today. But when I was a kid, this was almost incomprehensible. This was tedious. The hit location table. Normally, they do a hit location table, do arm, head, chest, maybe groin. Leg, but they're here. There's 30 of them. They differentiate different parts of it, and I'm sure it's all more realistic, more accurate. But damn, it takes a while to figure things out. Plus, combat was deadly as hell. They wanted most realistic. Well, you get shot with a bullet, you die. Well, what fun is that in a game? Who wants to play that? You spend 3 hours making a character, and then he's dead in the first combat thing, which is why the fantasy stuff always worked great. But that's not what we're here to talk about. The name of the channel is Obscure Comics, and I'm going to talk about 2 comic books that were actually produced. Not a lot of people know about these. 2 comic books produced for Aftermath. Now, from what I understand, this guy got the license to do Aftermath. And this guy, Richard, what's his name? Thunder? I produced 2 comic books as a labor of love because he enjoyed the game so much. Yeah, Richard Thurber. They revolve around mostly this guy here, Hunter. This is after a nuclear war, and between the Soviet Union and the United States, and people are trying to put the pieces back together. He's got now, as you can see, this is not the greatest artwork in the world. In fact, it's pretty amateurish. Actually, I'd say it's a step above amateurish, but not much more so. It's definitely a labor of love, but I enjoyed reading these. I enjoyed reading them a lot. In the first one, he creates a world. You see, look at this. I mean, I used to do, scribbles in my high school, math book that looked just like that. But I'll give the person, he put together a comic book and he sent it out there. I picked these up in the back issue racks of Queen City Comics in Buffalo, New York. Just pure, they were selling it for 50 cents a pop, and I just picked it up purely because it was something different that I'd never seen before. I will say this. He puts together an interesting world. You got the mutants, you got the punks there, and you got the remnants of the United States Army trying to keep a civilian population in check, or at least alive. Causes a lot of problems. Damn, look at this. I mean, the story flows decently. Man, look at this. Talk about a block of text. But is it the greatest thing? No. But it fits the world of Aftermath perfectly. If you want an Aftermath comic book, this is it. And it's brutal. It whacks characters, does not hold back. But it focuses on a sort of, Nick Fury leftover, clone. Now, the second one sort of ditches part of the beginning. Each one has a little bit of the world of Aftermath there, and this one ends with the state of Texas seceding from the Union of the United States, which apparently was still hanging around. This one deals with the killer clowns. The interesting thing was some of the artwork really takes a step up in this. You see, you got the Aftermath role-playing game there. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. Some of it's interesting. Some of it, I feel the art was stolen from elsewhere, and that they created. Not stolen, but let's say traced. What's that? Yeah, that was a lot of fun when I was a kid when I picked that up. And I was like, wow, that's great. This one deals with the killer clown one, blah, 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 blah. And they're all psychic as well. And one of them feels a compulsion to kill. They all go out and start killing people. And it's, how they're supposed to survive. I wish there was more of these, actually. Because I really did enjoy them. But you see, again, like this. This is much more smoother. This is much smoother than the previous ones. And you got to wonder if that was his original style. Is that an original one we come up with? Or did he, let's say, borrow the pose from a different character in the comic book and then write that out and draw that out? Later on, he doesn't. And again, that sure looks like a superhero swap there, but he messed up on the face. Definitely looks almost Kirby, maybe Steve Ditko, where he punches them off to the side. Anyway, so these are set, and again, here we go. It gives a little background on what's happening in the United States at the time. We got the Russians coming in, It's an interesting little comic. It's fun. I wish there were more of them. You can pick this up on My Comic Shop for about $6 a pop. Also on Mile High Comics. I don't know how much they go for on there. I think you can maybe do it on Amazon. But yeah, there aren't too many post-apocalyptic comics anymore. I mean, generally post-apocalyptic, where the world blow up and the main character isn't a superhero. Just a regular bunch of guys trying to survive. So, if you like Aftermath, if you remember it, or if you're just looking for something different, check this out. Adventures in the Near Future. And then after you've checked them out, make sure to check out What Hell May Come by Rex Hurst. And I'm Rex Hurst. All right, it was great talking to you. I'll see you next week.